Have you ever witnessed someone's calm exterior shatter to reveal a strength so devastating it changes everything in 3 seconds? This is the story of Maya Johnson, a teacher who endured weeks of calculated cruelty, until her tormentors made one fatal mistake. The designer's boot crushing her lesson plans should have been Maya's warning to leave. Tyler Morrison, heir to Connecticut's railroad fortune, stood surrounded by his crew in Westmont Academy's marble hallway. 200 phones pointed at the spectacle they'd orchestrated, the public destruction of the school's first black teacher. Drop a comment telling us where you're watching from, and if this story resonates with you, hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started, and you won't want to miss what happens next. Without warning, Tyler grabbed Maya's blazer. Brad Stevens seized the other sleeve. They pulled simultaneously, tearing the fabric completely down her back. The rip echoed off Gothic arches as cruel laughter erupted from the crowd. Maya stood exposed in her simple blouse, torn clothing dangling from her shoulders while students cheered like spectators at a Roman execution. "Should have stayed in the hood, teacher," Brad taunted, waving the torn sleeve like a victory flag. Tyler leaned close, his breath hot against Maya's ear. "Know your place. Diversity higher. This school has standards you'll never meet." What none of them knew was that Maya Johnson had survived 3 Olympic training camps. 3 national Taekwondo championships sat boxed in her closet alongside trophies that once defined her identity. She'd traded kicks for lesson plans after a knee injury ended her Olympic dreams, but champions don't forget how to fight. They just choose their battles carefully. Westmont Academy stood as a cathedral to privilege, where $50,000 tuition bought more than education. It purchased legacy connections and the unshakable belief that consequences were for other people. Maya had spent weeks enduring their systematic campaign. Coffee accidentally splashed near her clothing. Books knocked from her hands in crowded hallways. Anonymous social media accounts mocking her urban teaching style. The harassment escalated weekly, each incident designed to force her resignation without official termination. Tyler's mother had publicly humiliated Maya at the parent gala, calling her an interesting experiment, while other wealthy families nodded approvingly. The message was clear: Maya didn't belong and never would. Principal Webb had summoned Maya to his office with barely concealed disdain. "Perhaps you'd be more comfortable at a school where your background aligns better with student demographics," he'd suggested. Translation: "Leave quietly before we make you." But Maya documented everything. Times, witnesses, specific actions, recorded in a leather journal with the same discipline she'd once brought to competitive martial arts. That Monday morning, Tyler had promised his crew the final lesson for their scholarship teacher. The hallway buzzed with unusual energy as 200 students positioned themselves strategically, phones ready to capture what they expected would be Maya's ultimate humiliation. After tearing her blazer, Tyler made his fatal mistake. He placed his hand on Maya's shoulder, intending to push her backward into final submission. 3 years of suppressed muscle memory exploded into action. Maya redirected Tyler's momentum with a perfect hip throw, using his own force against him in textbook Taekwondo technique. He flew through the air before landing hard on expensive marble with a sound like thunder. Brad swung wildly at Maya's head. Her block came automatically, Olympic-level precision that redirected his punch while her foot swept his legs with surgical accuracy. He crashed down beside Tyler. The entire sequence lasted 3 seconds. 3 seconds captured by 200 phones. 3 seconds that transformed Maya from victim to victor. Deadly silence filled the hallway. Both boys lay sprawled on cold stone, staring up at Maya like they were seeing an entirely different person. Maya stood in perfect fighting stance, completely calm despite her torn clothing. "Are you hurt?" she asked, helping them stand with the same hands that had just demonstrated devastating power. "I'm truly sorry you fell." The footage exploded across every platform. #TeacherWarrior trended globally as millions watched Olympic-level martial arts executed with remarkable restraint. But Principal Webb saw only liability. Maya was suspended immediately. The Morrison family activated their crisis management team, crafting Tyler into an innocent victim of unprovoked violence. Selective editing removed the harassment context. Tyler appeared on morning television with an unnecessary arm sling, claiming he'd feared for his life. Maya faced $5 million in lawsuits, potential prison time, and career destruction. Her savings evaporated on legal fees. Death threats arrived daily. The system seemed designed to break people like her, working-class educators who dared defend themselves against institutional harassment. But Marcus Thompson, Westmont's invisible maintenance worker, had documented everything. Security footage showing weeks of premeditated harassment. Audio recordings of Catherine Morrison directing her son to handle the diversity problem. Video of Tyler bragging about forcing previous teachers to resign through systematic abuse. The evidence was devastating. What happened when Maya's truth collided with Tyler's manufactured lies in court? The answer proved that sometimes justice does prevail, even against unlimited money and political connections. But that's a story that deserves its full telling. This is Story Fills, where hidden warriors remind us that strength comes in unexpected forms. Subscribe for more stories of courage defeating corruption, and share this if you believe every educator deserves dignity in their workplace.